Okay, we've spent a decent amount of time learning how to solve progressively more and more complicated equations, and we've really just been working on solving equations and not been applying them to a real world scenario. So I'm going to have four examples here where we can start taking equations and apply it to something that would be more likely to occur in the real world. The first two, we're using geometric figures, but then the last two, lots of words. People like words, don't they? They text a lot. They must like words. Here's what this says. The triangle you see on the right has a perimeter of 41. Find the value of x. Well, they give me some information. They tell me the perimeter is 41. And remember from the good old, probably middle school days, perimeter happens when you add up the sides, the length of the sides. So if that's an 8, and that's a 10, and that's a 15, you would say 8 plus 10 plus 15 is the perimeter. So in this example, I would say the perimeter is 33. But of course, that's from the good old days. We've progressed into variables. But the same idea is going to happen. If they tell me the perimeter is 41, that means if I add up these three sides, it should equal 41. So I will say one side plus the other side plus the other side should equal 41. Now be careful here. We have to solve for x. These two x terms are both on the same side of the equal sign, so we simply just get to combine them. 2x and 5x add to 7x. Now I want to solve for x, so I move the 20 to the other side. And I want to get x by itself. There's a 7 attached. By multiplication, I'll do division. I ran out of space here, so I'll put it over here. X equals 3. And I can check myself. If x equals 3, this is 2 times 3 for a length of 6. 5 times 3 for a length of 15. 20 plus 15 plus 6 equals 41, which is what they said. I'm happy. Okay. We'll go to this next one. We have a rectangle, and we're told it has an area of 48. Well, junior high days. No, middle school days. If I had a rectangle that was 10 by 5, the area would be base times height, and I would get 50. But those are the middle school days. We need to work with this with variables. Same idea though. We can do a base times height or a length times width, and that answer better equal 48. So I can say 8 times 36 better equal 48 because that's what they told us it should equal. Now on this side, I could multiply the 8 by the 3x, or I could say the 3x needs the x to be by itself, so I need to get rid of the 8. I think what I'll do is I'll say I'm going to get rid of the 8, which is attached by multiplication, by doing division. But there's nothing wrong with going a different method. I need to get x by itself. The 3 is attached by multiplication. I have now x equals 2. I can check myself to see if that works. If I take a 2 and put it in here, that's 3 times 2 or 6. So that's telling me I have an 8 by 6 rectangle. 8 times 6 is 48. That's what they said it would be. Again, I'm happy. Okay, so now we've got two more complicated ones because they're with words. I'm going to get this arranged and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but I think it's probably going to be smart of you to pause the video and read this problem. I hope you paused and read it. So here's what's happening. A coffee shop is selling coffee for $2 a cup, but they're also getting some tips. Yay. And then when they total up the amount of money they came in, which is revenue, or in this case, it's revenue because we'll include tips in the revenue, they got $59. How many coffees did they sell? Well, there's no variable in here, so we need to make a variable. So I'm going to say N equals the number of coffees. In a worded problem, it's very important that you start off by choosing a variable and having it represent something from the problem. And almost always that variable should represent the thing that they're asking you to find. They want me to know how many coffees were sold. I'm going to say N is the number of coffees sold. Now from there, I've got to take that variable and these English words and translate into an equation. Here's what I know. They have $2 times every single coffee they sell. That's going to bring in some money from the coffee. They also got money from tips. And in total, it was $59 worth. This equation should tell a story. $2 per cup of coffee plus my tip money equals my total money. Once I've done that work, I've translated from the words to the math. Now it should be pretty easy. I'm just rewriting this. So instead of saying 2 times n, it's just 2n. So I got n equals 21, went off the screen. And more precisely, since it's n is the number of coffees sold, I would say they sold 21 coffees. $21 at $2 a coffee plus $17 in tips would equal the $59. Let's do one more with words. I'm going to strongly advise that you pause the video and read that. Okay, so you might notice that I'm a little bit focused on coffee. As Mr. Hanslick, a teacher here at Pickerington North, once said, it is the nectar of the gods. So we want to know how many days until her $80 gift card reaches the $10 limit, in which case she's going to replenish it. She's taking out $2.50 every day for a coffee. We need a variable, and since they're asking us how many days will it take to occur, I'm going to say D equals number of days. Naming a variable, almost always based on what they're asking you to find, is the way to get the ball rolling. Now we take this English and turn it into math. She has $80. She's going to be taking money away from that $80, thus subtraction. And it's $2.50 every day. 250 times D, and eventually she's going to get down to $10. Now I'm going to solve for D, but before I do that, I have to make sure this is making sense. So you stop a second and you say, hey, $80 on the card, subtract away a daily purchase of coffee, and I want to know how long until I get to the $10 mark. If I'm satisfied with that equation, now I just solve it. I'm going to pause this and then I'll unpause it after I have all the steps down. Okay, there are my steps. You could pause it to make sure you understand what's happening. But the point was, can I take English and turn it into an equation? Not necessarily can I solve the equation, because we've been working on that. So it's going to take her 28 days, and then she needs to replenish the gift card. See ya.